Hello, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. It's another edition of Travel the World as a Speaker. Man, it's been very, very busy. Ooh, like really busy here. But I'm excited because today we're going to talk about how to set your speaking rates. And this is always a tricky one for any and all speakers, even those who are still like at the high echelons of speaking. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, I am your host, Phylecia Jones, and we do the two things I love most, and that is talk about travel and how you can leverage speaking so that you can travel. And I typically come with you and give you a travel story. I have to tell you, I've just been planning mode. Like when I say 2022 trips are planned, they are planned. The rest of 21 planned. I got like the 5-year magic plan when it comes to travel. So that's what we've been doing over here. Let me go ahead and switch over to the other scenes. And of course, this show is brought to you by iFind You Close. If you are needing speaking opportunities, I want you to come check us out at ifindyouclose.com. Every Monday, we send out a brand new batch of speaking opportunities, and things are going to be very exciting over the summer if you're looking to get on some stages. So go check us out, ifindyouclose.com. Now, back to the travel story. Yeah, I'm just in planning mode. I have to tell you, I used to plan a lot, and then I just got to the point of doing like last minute trips. I would just show up, like, hey, let's go here and do it. Now I'm back to like pre 20, oh gosh, 2012, 2010 version of me where I'm like, I got the itineraries like locked and down. So I'm excited about all of that. And I am manifesting my trip to St. Lucia. Yes, so excited about it, St. Lucia. Yay! All right, so let's go ahead and talk about setting your speaker, how to set your speaking, blah, I can't even talk, your speaking rates. All right, this is always a tricky one when it comes to any and all speakers because some people don't really know where to start, and we don't know when to like move up and start charging more. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who will give you formulas. They will say if you've been speaking 1 year, you charge this. If you've been speaking 3 years, you should charge this. Yes, you can do that. I actually don't mind those levels. So if you're in years one to 3, you can charge around $12.50. When you are in years 3 to 5, you bump it up to $2,500, and then from that point on, you just kind of keep increasing based on your years of experience. I like that model, but I also know that you can kind of do whatever you want. And that's the thing. You can do whatever you want. The thing is around setting your speaker fees is that you need to have a level of confidence in you to be able to say what you want to get paid and not back away from it. Because what happens with a lot of us will say, oh, my speaker fee is $5,000, but I can give a discount if you got 5 people here, and I could do a discount, and I could take this off, and I can give you this for free. And that's what we end up doing. And that is not stepping into your negotiations with confidence. So that's the first thing when it comes to setting your speaker fees is that you need to have confidence in whatever it is you're charging. If it's $100, if it's $10,000, and you need to be okay if somebody says no and keep moving. Also, learn how to negotiate. That's always going to be the biggest one. Learn how to negotiate. Now, what I have done when it comes to speaking fees is when I first started, I just set a price. I started with $500. You can start with 500 or 1,000. I started with 500, and then when I got the gig and I got the next one, I increased it by another 500. So with every other gig, I just increased it. Now I kind of did the same thing when it came to my hourly consulting. Every third person, I would move the fee up. But when it came to speaking, I would always just keep moving it up by doubling it. So my first gig, let's just say your first gig is going to be $250, your next gig is going to be $500. And also what happens after that is you never go back down from what your last gig is, unless you are in negotiating. Now, me personally, I think when you jump over the $5,000 mark, that's when we can start negotiating a little bit here and there around what you are willing to take to do a gig. It also depends on you and where you are. Now I've been in those positions where I've jumped from like $1,250 to $8,000 for a gig. So at that exact moment, when I say my fee is $8,000, because like, well, the last person pays me this. So we're going to start there. And then I have a wiggle room of where I will negotiate, my minimum of what I will take when it comes to negotiating from that point on. Now, of course, I'm not starting at 8,000 and dropping all the way back down to 1,250. No, you don't do that. You have to learn, what are your minimums and what is your maximum. And I have to tell you, sometimes even at your maximum, the level of game does jump up a bit. So I highly recommend that if you are just starting to figure out your speaker fees, find a price. Find a price that works for you. My recommendation is always to start around $1,250, $1,200 to $1,250 for somebody new. And the reason why is because it'll give you room that if you say $1,250 and they don't tell you your budget and you have to get a negotiating and they say, well, we have $750, you're not missing a whole lot of money, but you are kind of deciding whether or not you can negotiate down. And from that point on, you just have yourself some wiggle room. It's high enough so that somebody won't say, oh my gosh, I was going to give you more. And but you also have some wiggle room to figure out what your absolute minimum is, that if you need to negotiate in between your minimum and whatever your top is at that exact moment. I like to go in being ready to negotiate some of these fees, because that's what it is at any time. So if you're just starting out, start with $1,250. For those of you who have been experienced, you know what you're doing. You just got to pull up those big girl pants and give them the fee and hold to it. If it's $5,000, that is the fee. And if they say no, that is okay. Remember, they will come back around at some point. So that's going to be the thing when it comes to setting speaker fees. It's just the confidence, and then determining what's your high and what is your low, so that you have wiggle room to negotiate. And, if somebody definitely gives you your high, you move up the next time, increment it, and go up the next time, and just keep creeping up. And then you'll get to this point where you will have a range. Your speaker fee will be in a range. Like my speaker fee is between $7,000 and $10,000. Now, and of course you get into negotiating because it all depends. So that's what we're aiming for when it comes to setting your speaker rates. Now, if you have any questions about this, go ahead and slide them into the comment box. I get the notifications, and I will be sure to come back in and give you an answer. But I hope this helps just a little bit. I'm also going to pop something up here at some point when it's, when YouTube does this thing. I'm going to pop that up there because we had a deeper discussion on this, and I actually did a whiteboard on it. So I will pop this up here. You can click that button and go check it out a little bit deeper on how to set your speaker rates. All right, with that, I'm going to go take off. It's Thursday night. It is not my night to cook. Yay. So I'm going to go do what other people my age do, and that's, laundry. Take care of yourself.